Two giants changing the way the world moves money online. Stripe versus Wise. Which one really delivers? On the left, Stripe, the full-stack payment platform for online businesses. And on the right, Wise, money without borders, ready to send, spend, and receive worldwide. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. Quick snapshot before we dive in. Here's what we'll be sizing up: international transactions and currencies, e-commerce and integration, fees and pricing transparency, security and fraud prevention, plus user experience and business fit. Let's see how this all maps out for your business. Okay, first up, international transactions and currencies. Stripe will absolutely let you handle money in over 135 currencies, which sounds great, right? You get global payouts, and it's super easy to invoice clients from all over. But just a heads up, Stripe's foreign exchange fees sometimes hide in their exchange rate. So, you don't actually see what you're really paying. Wise, on the other hand, gets genuinely excited about currencies. It gives you a multi-currency account, local bank details in tons of countries, and you get the actual mid-market rate, the one you see on Google. Transfers are cheap, everything's super transparent. The only thing is, Wise is not your classic payment gateway. You can't just slap it onto a Shopify store for quick checkouts. For handling money from everywhere, Wise takes the win here. Moving on, e-commerce and integration. This is Stripe's home turf. Their APIs are robust, their documentation is top-notch if you're a developer, and pretty much every major e-commerce platform plugs right in. Stripe does subscriptions, marketplaces, invoicing, all that jazz. The big catch? There's a learning curve. Advanced stuff can be a little intimidating, I'll be honest. Now, Wise does basic integrations, like linking with Stripe or your banking apps for payouts, but for full-on shopping carts or subscription billing, it just isn't built for that kind of workflow. So if you're building a web store or running SaaS, Stripe is the obvious champ here. All right, let's talk about fees and transparency. Stripe keeps things simple with its per-transaction fee, which is cool if you're just collecting payments in your own currency. But whenever you go international, there's a roughly 1% FX fee kind of tucked away in their conversion rate. And if you're dealing with a bunch of currencies, little fees pop up here and there. Wise, though, is like, you want the real rate? You got it. It shows upfront pricing with 0 hidden fees. No weird markups, just a clear breakdown. Yes, Wise's service fee does vary depending on the country or currency, but it's always there in plain sight. For transparency, Wise wins this round. No contest. Oh, and here's something cool you might not know. Wise moves over £10 billion every month for customers in 70+ countries. That's nuts. Like, that's a lot of money flying around the world, but low-key and super smooth. Just thought you'd want to know that before we hit the next section. Next stop, security and fraud prevention. Stripe really brings out the big guns here. Stripe Radar is their secret agent for fraud prevention, and the whole thing is locked down with PCI DSS, GDPR, and a bunch of global standards. Stripe stuff is seriously tight, and it's tailor-made for online merchants. Wise is licensed pretty much everywhere and has solid security built in for transfers and accounts, so your money's definitely safe. But they don't have dedicated fraud tools for e-commerce merchants. So if you need super deep protection, Stripe edges ahead. This category goes to Stripe. No hesitation. Last main category, user experience and business fit. This one's a bit of a toss-up. Stripe gives you awesome analytics right from their dashboard, and it's built for startups, SaaS companies, and any online biz looking to scale. If you're techie, you'll love it, but the first-time setup can be a little daunting for smaller teams. Now, Wise is super friendly for freelancers, small businesses, and honestly, anyone who just wants to manage suppliers or salaries with no drama. Its interface is clean, payments are simple, but it doesn't do much beyond global money movement. So if you're a digital nomad or freelancer, Wise rocks. But big online stores might want more from their platform. You know what? I'm calling this one a tie. Both shine for their own target crowd. Let's take a step back and see how these guys stack up side by side with a radar chart. Stripe totally owns e-commerce and security. Wise is king of international payments and honest pricing, and they're pretty much neck and neck for user experience depending who you are. It really does paint the picture. There's no one-size-fits-all winner here. So here's my 2 cents. If you're running a real online business, selling products or subscriptions, or want a big toolbox for payments, Stripe is your go-to. It's got all the grown-up features. Seriously. But if you're all about moving money around the globe, paying people in different currencies, or just hate getting surprised by hidden fees, Wise is a total lifesaver. Both are awesome in their own ways, but it pays to know what you actually need. Before you decide, just ask yourself, are you after borderless payments or full-blown e-commerce? Stripe and Wise each have their own strengths, so compare what matters to you before jumping in. Payment revolution, here you come.